Hello everybody, in this video we're going to compare these two Orient Presidents. I have done a video for this piece and a video for this piece. I'll put them down in the description below if you are interested to know more details about these two pieces. But in this video we're just going to compare these two Orient Presidents of different era. This piece on the left here, it's a pre-2010 version, meaning that it has been discontinued since 2010, and this one, it's a follow-up on this piece. So here I'm going to compare the two design features of these two pieces. I'm not going to go into the color variations and all that because each version has each of these pieces, they have their own color variations, so I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to stress more about the design features. Let's jump straight into the comparison now. We're going to do this comparison from top to bottom. So let's start with the crystal here. The crystal on the old piece is a mineral crystal. The crystal on the new one is a sapphire crystal. The dial on these two pieces, they have the same sunburst dial, and the biggest difference of course is the markers. On the old one, the markers is baton shaped markers, and on the new one it's with the diamond. And if you can see, on the older version there is loom on all the markers, but on the new one there is no loom. And if you look at it, the logo, the Orient logo, is slightly bigger on the older one compared to the new one, and it has the word automatic printed just right below the Orient logo. But for the new one, the automatic is printed at the 6 o'clock position together with the word sapphire and 100 meters water resistance. And this one is just water resist. So I'm guessing like it's about 30 meters, but it's best that you don't get near water with this piece. Both of them have the same day and date complication. Day and date wheel is white in color on both of them. The hands on the older piece has loom on the hour and minutes hand, but on the new one there is no loom at all. And if you to follow my earlier video on this new piece, the hands are a bit shorter to avoid the diamond markers. And there is also some subtle difference on the minute tracks. Let me just show you here. On the older piece, if you can see, there is Roman numerals on all the hours. Okay, right. But on the new one, it's just a regular railway track minute trackers. Let me just show you. There is no Roman numerals printed on the tracks. Okay. Let's go straight into the case of these two pieces. The major difference that I can see here is the fluted bezel. On the older piece, the fluted bezel is less pronounced as compared to the new one. The new one sort of like it has a thicker fluted bezel, maybe due to the thicker sapphire crystal, I'm not sure. And if you touch it with your fingers, it's more pronounced. You can see the edges are deeper on the new one as compared to the older one. And from the top, if you compare the lux design, the old one has a more straighter lug, and the new one, if you can see, it sort of like looks a bit more rounded and it's a bit thicker, especially here in this portion. But if you were to measure the dimensions, the old one has a shorter lug. It has a 43 millimeters lug to lug distance, but however on the new one it has a 44 millimeters lug to lug distance. Of course, there's only a 1 millimeter difference, but yep, there is some difference. And on the sides, the difference are not that obvious. You don't really see a very massive differences between these two from the sides. And yes, both of them has the same thickness. Okay, coming to the crown, the new one has a screw-in crown. Let me just try to unscrew the crown. Okay, it's a screw-in crown. And on the old one, it's just a normal push-pull crown. There's no screw. Okay, so that is why the new one has a 100 meters water resistance, and the new one is just normal water resist. The case back on the older one, it's more like a pie pan design. Of course, they are screw-in Both of them has a screw-in case back, but the older one has I would say a more original case back design, and the engravings are much deeper. Okay, the new one has a very smooth and high polish case back, but the wordings are, I would say, they are just either laser etched. It's not engraved. It's a screw down case back as well, but it has a fluted design to copy the the typical Rolex case back. The bracelet is where these two differs a lot. On the older piece, it has folded links. All the links are folded. They are hollow links. Okay, and it's a 3-link Jubilee bracelet, Jubilee style bracelet. And on the new one, it's a 5-link Jubilee bracelet, and all the links are solid. Okay, of course, both of them have hollow end links and pressed metal clasp, but the bracelet on the new one is of a much higher quality. You can really feel it from the weight and from the finishing. And if you look at the links here, I think I did show that in my video for this piece. They are all individual 5-link bracelet. The clasp on the new one is slightly better because it has a push button deployant. Okay, whereas on the older one, the clasp is just a pressure fitted clasp. So you just press it in. So when you want to remove it, you just have to like really force it out. Okay, right. The bracelet on the older piece tapers from 20 millimeters to 16 millimeters near the clasp, whereas on the new one, it tapers from 20 millimeters to 18. So if you put them side by side, you can see that the old one has a much narrower clasp compared to the new one. So I guess that's pretty much about it on the differences of these two pieces. It's not obvious, but there are definitely some, differences between the two. And of course, one can argue that the new one has a better specs or because of the sapphire crystal and the screw-in crown. But of course, it depends very much on the taste of the people collecting watches. If you were to compare this piece, the older piece has a higher demand than the new one because from the prices that you can find online, this one, the left, is much more expensive than this one on the right. Although the right has a more, it has better specs with the sapphire crystal, better bracelet and all that. But yeah, that's not how watches are being gauged. Not only by the specifications, it's more by the demand from the watch collectors. So that's it for this video. If you're new to this channel, please help me by subscribing to my channel, and please don't forget to follow me on my Instagram, gfw_watch, for more watch related content, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Bye bye.